Always make sure to clean the kitchen before you go to cooking and wash them dishes. Get that nasty out of there. Bite to you, Chef O. Yes. Back with another episode of Chef O. And here we got our cheesy baked rigatoni recipe. And we start off with us some yellow onion, green pepper, ground black pepper. Got us some Mediterranean coarse sea salt here. Minced garlic. We got us some garlic and onion powder, some ground beef, and some whole milk shredded mozzarella. Sure do got us some Italian seasoning, some grated parmesan, which was a mistake. You're gonna want to go with shredded parmesan, ricotta cheese, tomato paste, and 2 24-ounce jars of marinara. Let's get started. Also, you're gonna need some yellow mustard and 16 ounces of rigatoni pasta. Got them onions and peppers diced up there. We are all ready to go. Now you want to get your skillet with a little bit of oil, probably about a tablespoon and a half of olive oil like Chef O did. And you want to drop down in there with your diced peppers and onions. Get to sauteing them and softening them up and let them release that moisture and that aroma and that flavor. And we're going to come over the top there and drop down in there with that pound of ground beef. Sure did. Drop down in there and let the oil from that merge in there with your onions and your peppers. Get to busting that down and breaking that down with your wooden utensil. Then you want to season it with a tablespoon of garlic and onion powder each, and 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper to taste. Season in rinds. Don't add all your seasoning here. I can't stand, no, old Chef O can't stand when somebody puts some plain meat in the pan and go to brown in it. Season your meat. That way you have some flavor. You want to add a little flavor to every step of the way while you're cooking. That's how the best cooks do it. That's how the best dishes come out tasting the best. Season in rinds. So I done drop down the season and I go to mixing that in. And as you can see here, I'm about 3/4 of the way done with the meat browning process. And once again, this is cheesy baked rigatoni pasta. If you want to, you can use ziti noodles. You can do this with macaroni noodles, whatever you want to do. We don't tell you what to do here on the Chef O channel. We just do what we do. After you get that brown, we want to drop down in there with a tablespoon of minced garlic and get that mixed in. And you want to saute that for about a minute and get them aromatics jumping off. Add your 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste. Sure did, yeah, old Chef O add him a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. I can't stand no runny pasta sauce. You want to give it some body and make it thick. And with your wooden utensil, go to folding that meat over on top of that tomato paste. What you want to do is try to form a puck in the center of the skillet, like you finna see old Chef O do. Now, once you got that, you want to do like a little well. You want to add in the 2 24-ounce jars of marinara or whatever type of salt you want to use around the puck in the middle. Yes. Look at that there. Now, you know we're from the ghetto, so we're going to put some water in there and shake it up and add that in there too. But don't worry about it because you got that tomato paste. Drop down with 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard. That's a secret weapon. Well, guess it ain't no secret no more. Yeah, old Chef O done gave up the secret. Now you want to come back behind that with a 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and a 1/2 teaspoon each of salt and black pepper. That's how you do it, baby. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, and check out all the other recipes on the Chef O channel. We are now working on new episodes. We check out the old episodes too, and we on our road to monetization, baby. Yeah, y'all support old Chef O. I want to thank everybody that's tried a recipe idea that old Chef O done put up here, or that done came by with any nice words and encouragement and any praise and accolades. Chef O love y'all. Yeah, old Chef O love y'all. So once you start to see that meat buckling down, you know you want to go ahead and help it the rest of the way, because now it should be simmering as well. So go to stirring that and breaking that down. Then drop down in there with a half a tablespoon of sugar as you waiting for it to come back up. Look at that. Old Chef O dropped down in there with that sugar. That sugar cut the acidity of them tomatoes. Tomato is a highly acidic vegetable or fruit, and you want to cut it. Bike in there with 1 more tablespoon of that yellow mustard. That yellow mustard just add a nice little flavor and tang. Give it a try. You want to heat you some water to a boil in a saucepan for your noodles. Now, once it come back up to a simmer, you want to drop down in there with a 1/4 cup of heavy cream and go to stirring and mixing that around in there, getting it all nice and incorporated. Yes. Chef O done dropped down in there with a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Yes. Look at that there. Done changed the color. Done changed the color a little bit on that there. See that? Everything done merged and incorporated perfectly. Now you want to drop down in your boiling water, which is 16 ounces of rigatoni, or you up a baking a casserole dish with olive oil like old Chef O, and put half of your sauce mixture in there and half of the noodle mixture in there. Once your noodles done got done, al dente, not too long, they're gonna cook in the oven. You only want them al dente, 7 to 8 minutes. Drain them and shock them with a little bit of cold water to stop them from cooking. So you want half your sauce mixture and half your pasta, and then you want to stir it around and smooth it out. Now old Chef O made a mistake right here, which he gonna correct later. The ricotta was supposed to be dolloped over there, the whole 12 ounces of ricotta, but we gonna do that later. But it's supposed to be at this step, and then we supposed to follow that up with shredded parmesan and shredded mozzarella. As you can see, now we ain't gonna tell you how much to put, because people like varying degrees of cheese in they pasta dishes. So we ain't gonna tell y'all how much cheese to put. We just putting how much cheese we put. And we wasn't really measuring it. We just went to dropping down in there, baby. Yeah, old Chef O just went to dropping down in there with that cheese. But there go the other half of them noodles, and we finna smooth them noodles out. Get them, make them level. We want to level them out. Yes. Then once we do that, you want to come back behind that with the rest of our pasta sauce, just the other half of our ground beef meat gravy. Drop down in there with it. Don't be afraid of it. And once you do that, you want to go to spreading that and leveling that out too. You want everything coated in this here dish. It's gonna be creamy. Yes. And you drop down in there with some more parmesan. Now we're getting about to the point where old Chef O finna realize that he had forgot to add in the ricotta. So it don't matter, because it's gonna cook down and drop down in there anyway. So old Chef O went to taking them dollops and mashing them down in that noodle and sauce mixture like that there. 3 rolls of 3 until we got the whole 12 ounces dropped down in there. So each spoon was about 1 ounce. And once we got that dropped down in there, we were ready to go, baby. And we finished that off by coming over the top with our mozzarella. Get us a nice little thick coating and topping of that there mozzarella. And once you get finished with that, if you want a little color and a little garnish, you want to do these 2 things. First thing you want to do is drop down over there with some parsley. Fresh is best, but whether you got dried or fresh, drop down in there with that parsley. Put your oven on 375 for 30 minutes so you can get you some color on the top of that cheese, not to mention melting it. So you want to melt that cheese and get you a nice little color on there like that, like a little crust, like how Chef O got it. And look at here, look at this here. Chef O cheesy baked rigatoni. Y'all better get this here recipe a try, because y'all ain't getting nothing to eat. Chef O love y'all, baby.